Hello, welcome, Cabbage here. So here we are, we got the Taurus Cup Finals. I am very nervous. And then, I don't usually do this for my videos, but I'm going to record myself live as I am playing, so we can get my real-time reaction. Alright, but anyway, let's go in. Okay, we got my team. I am hoping for first, of course, so that I can get these banners. I want those. Alright, let's head in. Oh, I should talk about matchmaking here. In this case, the matchmaking is not based on like when you hit the button. It is based on, well, there was that 12-hour period where it was like registration or sign-up or something. We all go into the pool, and matchmaking doesn't happen yet. But then when that 12-hour period ends, then it enters the matchmaking period. That is when people get grouped. So it is random. It's not based on skill level or like win percentage or whatever. Okay, so here are the opponents. We got Chef and Emily. Let's see, everybody's great. Moon, that's good. I have the number 1 and 2 favorites. That's cool. We'll go to the next screen, and we can look at everybody's builds, and also records. Down there at the bottom it says, the favorite to win Cabbage. Their win rate in the Taurus Cup has risen to an overwhelming 91%. Hooray! But yeah, there is luck in the matchmaking, and then there's the luck of everything that can happen in the race itself, so can't relax quite yet. Okay, this Agnes Tachyon has a win rate of 60. That's pretty crazy. Alright, let's look at what they got. Stamina's very low. Okay. They have 3 healing. Okay, that might make up for it. Medium S, that's good. Good power. I like power. And then when I look at the rate of other racers, or like the ratings, what I always look for is the top 3 rate. I look at, you know, is this racer consistent or not? And this one looks very consistent at 80%, so this is kind of scary. And then another thing that I like to look at is their actual time. Not the place that they take in the match, but their time when they finish. So they have one finish here at a 2:20, and we can see with my racers, I have Goldship got 2:20 once, and I had Marzensky get it once, so they might be a good match for me. Strong match, rather. Here's Grass Wonder, took first once. Okay, stamina's better here. And they got a couple of healing, and some debuffs. And their top 3 rate is only 60%, so a little bit less reliable. But that's with Chef, so those 2 racers are kind of competing against each other. And then let's get the last Chef. This must be a debuffer, yeah. Okay. Okay, let's look at Emily's team. Okay, no 1 win, and not a debuffer. And stamina also looks low here, so yeah. Okay. Oguri Cap. 120 of 80, okay. Top 3 rate, fairly high. Has Pace S. Okay, good skills there. And let's see, we'll look at their Simbali Rudolph. Okay. Average. Never got a first. Okay. So yeah, Emily does not look as high level as Chef. I think the Agnes Tachyon in particular is going to be scary, so... I'm nervous. Okay, let's head in. Okay, here we are. I changed to a widescreen for the final race. It gives us a better view of like what's happening everywhere, so that we can better kind of understand like what happens during the race. Oh, I forgot to show my racers. We'll look at that after. But I've shown them in videos before. But I have Marzensky as a front runner, and then Goldship as an end closer, and then Simbali Rudolph as a late surger debuffer. Alright, there's my team. Their Grass Wonder is number 3. Alright, here we go. Oh my god. Okay, good start for all my guys. Nobody has Lone Wolf. That's good. Alright, Marzensky needs to get to the front. And then, yeah, get the debuffs out. Subdued light surgers, that's good. Yes, good, good. Pace chasers, alright. And then we want the Maestro here for Marzensky. Please, please. There we go. Good, good. Alright, we got some debuffs coming out, maybe. Lots of pace chasers. And that's a good distance. My Rudolph and then all the pace chasers, they're all within like range of her debuffs, so if we can get out like the Glare or whatever it is, or the Murmur, that would be nice. Please. Her wit is very high. Okay, anchors away. And then Goldship will get the healing. I hope she doesn't get boxed in here. Okay, and then we'll hit the acceleration skills, red drive. Alright, any moment now. Good, good. Okay, Dominator. Hesitant front runner. I don't know if there are any. Okay, red shift on Goldship, good. More debuffs coming my way. Okay, Agnes Tachyon is falling back. Sharp Gaze, good. View from the lead is mine, good. Oh, that Grass Wonder is pretty far up. Come on. Hold it. Hold it. Okay. And it happens a lot, but my Marzensky walks the last 10 steps or something because she runs out of stamina. Oh my god. Alright, we got the win. I am the champion. Hooray. Okay. Well, real quick, let's go back into the magazine so that we can look again at the opponents. Oh, and I'll show mine here. So this is my Simbali Rudolph. She's just a debuffer. And all I cared about with her was raising wit and stamina, so these are the cards that I used. I picked them with an emphasis on wit and stamina, but if they had good debuffing skills, like Sweep Tolshul, or Rice Shower, or Air Groove, then I chose them. And then I initially started her as a, I think it was a Pace Chaser, just to kind of run as like a third ace. But I moved her to debuffer because, kind of for Open League, like debuffers are more powerful even than in Graded League, just because everybody's stats are lower overall. So if you do run Open League, then I recommend to run a debuffer. But here, let's see if we can get to the bottom of why Agnes Tachyon disappeared towards the end. I want to say it's the stamina. I think the stamina was too low. And low guts as well. If we were maybe to go back and look at the race, maybe some of these stamina skills did not go off, so that might have been something as well. And let's look at the Grass Wonder again. She was kind of threatening at the end. But yeah, more, yeah, solid stats. Medium corners, pace chaser straightaways. And then, what's that? Oh yeah, velocity. Yeah, I'd have to go back and watch the video again to see if like everybody got their skills, but yeah. Okay. Here's my gold chip. So yeah, I like power. I went heavier on power than on speed with her. I feel like the trend with gold chips among global folks that I've seen is to load up on the speed, but I prefer power for her. And then she's got the medium S. And then here we can see the top 3 rate is 100%, so very reliable runner. And then skills, very few. 1 healing. I wasn't able to get the swinging maestro. But her base stamina is so high that she kind of didn't need it. But if I did miss the go-home specialist, that would have been disastrous. And then the 1 unique skill in redshift, and then the 1 green skill. And this was all I could afford, keeping under the 8,200 limit. And then her career, I did 2 power, 2 speed, 2 stamina. That's the balance that I like for actually most racers, but for gold chip in particular. And then finally we'll look at my Marzensky. Heavy on the speed, but respectable stamina and power. Good wit also. But maybe 50 more points of stamina, there would have been fewer cases where she was walking those last 10 steps, but still pretty reliable. 77% top 3 rate. Her skills 2. Let's see, focus I thought maybe was important because a slow start would be bad for this front runner. Let's see, view from the lead is mine. This is good when she keeps the lead going into the last straightaway. This one I didn't use very much, but it came in handy once in a while if she fell behind for some reason. But that didn't happen very much, so I think I could have taken a different skill instead of this one and gotten more use out of it. And then her setup, I did 2 speed, support cards, 2 stamina, and then 2 wit. So yeah, I like 2 cards of every stat, if you haven't noticed. Oh, and then she doesn't have S in medium. I didn't end up thinking it was necessary for her in the end. 900 speed was enough. Whew, okay. Well, let's spend the rest of the video kind of like talking about my reflections, looking back on preparing for this, looking at like how career mode was, that kind of thing. Alright, but let's claim our stuff. Again, most excited about these. I like the statues too. Gems, 750, that's not a lot. That is not worth the time and effort I put into this, but yeah. Actually, to celebrate, let's pull these character tickets. I'll save the support card tickets. I would love Narita O'Brien. I really like her as a character. She's kind of a tomboy. Alright. Onegai! Narita O'Brien. Come on, change. Ah, alright. Oh, but through the legend matches, I got the 3-star of Vodka, another one of my favorite characters, so I got her different costume. Happy about that. Come on. Long shot star change. Okay, nice nature. Yeah, nice nature. Very popular now, but I'm not going to work on her. I was really happy to use Simboli Rudolph, because I like the character. At the very beginning of the game, when you can exchange for a 3-star, I picked Simboli Rudolph. Oh! Change again? Ah! Oh, Vodka, alright. Alright, well, I'm happy for these statues. Okay, well, let's head back to this screen. Oh, you know what? I'll replay the race as I talk about my reflections on this entire process. So maybe it can give people another chance to look and see if skills went off or like what happened. Okay, so I have some notes here about what I wanted to talk about after the race. First one here is who beat me? My record for round 1 was 36 wins out of 40 matches. And then my record for round 2 was 37 wins out of 40 matches. So yeah, that is a 91% win rate. I lost about 4 times to Gold Ship. So yeah, of my 7 losses, she was more than half. She's very strong. I lost once to a Nice Nature ace, a Biwa Hayahide ace, and a Agnes Tachyon. So that's... I like had trauma from losing to Agnes Tachyon, which was why I was kind of on guard going against this one. I can proudly say I never lost to Oguri Cap. And actually, in all of the races that I played, she was only really a threat in one. I made a video talking about like a preview or a guide to this cup, and I didn't place Oguri Cap on the tier list, and I think that surprised some people. But she's really a specialist in like sprint and mile in the big picture, you know, looking ahead 4 years in JP. She's kind of more of like a kind of a jack of all trades rather than a master of anything, which is why she drops off in some ways. In this early game, you know, she's usable everywhere, and I'm sure a lot of people are going to use her for the Gemini Cup coming up. But yeah, in my experience at least, she was not very scary. Alright, next in my list of things to talk about, I wanted to talk about like my situation or my setup. You know, what base did I come from to get to this point? I did not do the reset marathon where you uninstall and install the game over and over again so you can get like max level Super Creek or Kitasan Black. I saw some people doing that. I didn't do that. There's another thing you can do where you can use like a database to search for parents with really good sparks. I didn't do that either. And then for spending, I got the packs that guarantee you like a 3-star thing. So like a 3-star exchange ticket, or like the 10-shot that guarantees an SSR at the end, that kind of a thing. But that's all I've bought, so I guess I'm technically a minnow. So yeah, I just kind of wanted to tell that information to give people like a picture of like what is possible if you don't do the reset marathon. If you don't spend a lot, you can get over a 90% win rate and then win the Champions Cup. So yeah. Okay, and then I'll just loop that race over and over again, and then we'll just keep talking. The next thing I wanted to talk about was career mode, going through it, aiming for B racers. I found myself kind of overshooting the mark. My stats were too high sometimes, and I would go into B+, even with those kind of less powerful support cards that I had. So that made me kind of realize that I didn't need, you know, max support cards. I was lucky enough to get like 1 or 2 pulls of both Super Creek and Kitasan Black, so I could borrow one and then use the other, and then that was good enough to get the wins here. And then I also learned that you got to be very stingy with like what skills you pick, or very picky, and I would often end up with like, you know, 3 or 4 or 5 skills at the end. And then like some skills, you know, they might be good for graded where you have no limit, but for open where we do have a limit, something like Professor of Curvature, which has a great reputation, I thought was overrated, or like more expensive than the benefit you would get within the open scene. So I skipped it on all of my builds, and I never missed it. And again, got a pretty good win rate out of it. And then also, I did not do any like specific grandparent or parent farming. And then here on the other end of it, I kind of felt like it wasn't necessary to do at all. Because with my card setup, I didn't have a lot of trouble like going through the career mode to get the finish there. And then actually, in order to keep down the level of the unique skill, I don't want to win every race anyway. And then I don't need a lot of sparks to inherit skills because I'm not going to be able to take a lot of skills anyway. And then all the skills that I wanted were on the cards that I had access to. So like Swinging Maestro, or the unique skills that I could just use from the parent. And so yeah, I came away from it not feeling like I really needed to do the parent or grandparent farming. I would like to do it someday, but I just haven't gotten there yet. Maybe later when the Open League, when the limit is raised to, eventually A+, maybe at that point I will need to work on parents and grandparents, but until then, I will farm sparks casually. I do want to make a video soon talking about like why people should play Open League, like what kind of player it appeals to, and then like the benefits of playing it as opposed to Graded League. And I think not needing to worry about like max support cards and then spark farming would be an appeal for people to play that Open League. And then last note was about like my practice in room matches. I did a good amount of practice in there. I thought it was fun. I don't know if it was very useful, but it was fun. But I did find that in joining other people's rooms, maybe 1 in 10 was Open League, so B or lower. And so once in a while I would join rooms where like everybody else was A and I was B, just to kind of look at how I was running and how often I was getting my skills off. And then I ended up hosting a lot of rooms just so that I could get that B and lower restriction in there. And then I am looking ahead at the Gemini Cup, and I've already done a few runs through the room matches. And I've even gotten to the point where I'm running room matches where there's only 3 racers. It's my team. So I can look at how they race against each other before going against other people. I am falling deeper and deeper down into the rabbit hole. Okay, but that was the first champions meeting. I am the champion. And then what I'm going to do from now, I'm going to aim for the same thing. All champions meetings from now. I'm going to go for Open A, and then try to get first, because I want to collect all of the banners. We'll see if I can get them or not. Alright, let me know how your finals went, and then like what league and if you were A or B in there. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again. Take care.まるでんスキー先頭を進みますがこれは正解でしょうか。